So the best way to do this, and this is true for almost everything, is just to practice. But I think these ones in particular, because like I said, they're not quite formulaic as you'd like. But let's go with the worst acronym of all time. Let's go with CURT. Just to remind us. So we've got our kite, isosceles triangle, right angle rule, and tangent. So let's see if we can use this. So let's start off with a kite. Do I see a kite anywhere? No, I do see a quadrilateral though, but it's not a kite, is it? No, I don't see that. Isosceles triangle. Do I see two radii that would help me form an isosceles triangle? There's a centre. Are there any lines? Just this one. I don't see any lines, so I'll just leave those two. The right angle rule. Do I see a diameter? And then I can make a right angle. Yes, there we go. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to say, okay, this is my diameter. So if that's my diameter, put D in there for diameter, then this has to be 90 degrees, and this has to be 90 degrees. Angles in a triangle are 180. If that's 37, this one, add 3 to get you 40. And to get me up to 90, I'm going to add 56, 70. Yep. Angles in a triangle adds up to. I actually sometimes find when you're adding up to 180 and 90 degrees, it's very easy to add these up to 80 rather than 90. So just be careful with your addition. So 56, 70, 80, 90, very good. So this and this add up to 90, if that's 90, don't they? So you don't have to add up to 180. Anyway, so that's really good. I've used that rule. That's about all I can do. I don't know this, so that's fine. And the last one's the tangent rule. Okay, so there's a tangent, so I know that this angle in here is going to be 90 degrees. So it's not really much use to us over here, but just if I wanted to know, wanted to know this angle in here then, but I should really do this in a different colour, or just to kind of show the different rules. So that means that angle in there would be 90 take away 70. Not that I need that. But that would be 50 again. Yeah, that would be 90 degrees. But yeah, this is more useful, isn't it? There's my right angle. So that's going to give me 22 degrees for this angle in here. Because both these angles, the 68 and the 22, have to add up to the 90 degrees. So that's helpful because now if I know that's 22 and that's 90, I can then add up and say that that's going to be 58. 50, 60, 70. Oh, no, not quite, sorry. That's going to be 30, and that's then going to be 60. So 68. Fantastic. 60, 80, 90, yeah. So that should be everything, I think. So we're looking at size of, what I really should start with was what am I trying to find out? I thought we'd just do the angles to show you. We're trying to find PQR. So there's P, there's Q, there's R. So my final answer then is going to be 53 plus my 68. That's going to give me 11. That's going to be 12. So 121 degrees. That's not 6, that is a degree sign. So actually, maybe the first thing I should have done was try and figure out what I'm going for. But I was more excited about the rules there, sorry. So yeah, maybe Kurt's not a bad way of doing it. Just going through your different rules to make sure. Okay, let's try another one. Let's try another one. Find the size of angle JLK. Juliet Lima Kilo JLK. So we're looking for this angle in. Okay, so let's start off with Kurt's height. Again, does look like a kite, but it's not even, is it? So can't do the kite. That's fine. Isosceles triangle. Nope, it's very similar to the last time where we've got a right angle rule because we've got a big diameter down the middle, which means this is 90 and this is 90. So if this is 31, this is going to be 59. That's one rule done. Okay, that's it. I can't do those angles yet. Okay, next one. The tangent rule, yep. So 47 is here. We've got our tangent coming in. So if the tangent is there, it means that this angle in here is 90, and it means that this angle in here is 90. So I can use that to calculate. So I have to zoom right in and make it really clear. I can use that to calculate this angle here. Because if this whole thing is 90 degrees from this line to there, and I know that this bit's 47, okay, I do 90 take away 47, that then gives me this bit. So it's going to give me 40. That's this angle in here. Because both those angles add up to 90. There we go. So I'm trying to work out JLM, JLK, so angle JLK is going to be equal to 59 plus 43, that's going to be 12 and 10, so 102 degrees, fantastic. So don't be scared by these, it can be hard to maybe get started. This is working for me, doing the curve and working my way through. Whatever works for you, just know you're always trying to demonstrate you know those basic rules. Okay, you're trying to demonstrate you know the right angle rule, the isosceles rule, the kite rule sometimes, and the tangent rule. These three are the most common ones. They love the isosceles rule, even though it's not come up yet. Okay, so CAB, they've covered this one, and this is nice. Okay, so let's go through and we'll work out CAB. Okay, so Kurt and James T. There we go. So, do I see a kite? No. Do I see isosceles triangles? Yes, I do. So I've got a radius here that goes from the center to the edge. I've got a radius here. Okay, dokies. And I've got another radius here. So this means this angle is the same as this one. That's an isosceles triangle. And this angle is the same as this one because that's another different isosceles triangle. So that's a good place to start. I've done that one. The right angle rule. Well, I could do the right angle rule actually. I could say, all right, well, this is a diameter. So if this is a diameter, that means that this angle in here is 90 degrees. Doesn't help me much right now because I don't know either of those two, but I'll just leave that in there. And we've got a tangent rule. So the tangent rule, I'm running out of colours now. Oof, what colour to use? We just use, can I change that colour? Yeah, go for light blue. That means this is 90 degrees. And this is also 90 degrees. That means we can get started. So this is a bit of angle chasing now. This is our starting position, and we're just going to see what we can fill it. Okay, so if this whole angle in here, I'll draw it in light blue because it's still the tangent. If this whole angle in here is 90 degrees, we know that this part of it's 58. So this bit in here has to add up to 90. So that's going to give me 32 degrees. That's going to be that angle in there. I've got that from the tangent rule. So the isosceles rule, that means that's also 32 degrees. That adds up to 64. So this angle in here is going to be 180. Take away 64. So that's going to be 160 degrees. So that's me use my isosceles rule. Oh, you know what? I just realised I forgot the straight line rule. Angles in a straight line. I'm just going to add that to the top actually. We should have known that. Angles in a straight line add up to 180 degrees. That's so easy. I forgot that one. Oh, silly me. So if that's 116, the straight line rule means that this angle is going to be 64 degrees. Change colour now. Yeah, angles in a straight line add up to 180. So if that's 64, okay, and we know this angle is 90 from the tangent, I can now work out this angle if I want. This is going to have to be 26 degrees because I have got a right angle triangle here. 90 at the base, 64 at the top. I can work that out. But say I wanted to work these out just out of curiosity. I would say, okay, well, angles of a triangle add up to 180, so I'm going to take away 64 from that. So I'm left with 116 degrees, and that 116 is split between these two angles. So for half that, I'm going to get 58. Do you see how some of the numbers going to pop up again and again? You know, that's not a rule, that's just kind of the geometry of it. You know, don't think, oh, that's 58, they're always going to be 58. It's just that's the way it's worked out because everything's adding up to 90 to 180, so they do pop up again, but just know why they're popping up. If that's 58, it doesn't necessarily mean that these will always be 58. So yeah, I took the 116 and I halved it, so I would know that. What I could then do if I wanted was say, okay, well, if that's 58, I could work out this angle in here. So that's going to be 122, because angles in a straight line add up to 100. And same again, if that's 58, this one in here is going to have to be 32, because there's my tangent rule in there. So 122 plus 32, let's just double check this. I'm going to run out of time soon, so that's quite good. 4, 5, 1, which would mean that would be 26. So there's two ways you could have done it. You could have spotted this triangle here. In fact, there's probably other ways as well. Or you could have got right into that triangle. But that's a good question because that really does use all your rules. I think that's a great question. So just going through, this is more isosceles heavy than the other ones. But yeah, Kurt, keep going through step by step.